Hey guys, Shadow Reviewer here. Starting today, for the next couple of days, I will be doing ranking the levels and bosses from Sonic 06 or Sonic the Hedgehog 2006. And today, I'll be ranking the levels from worst to best from Shadow the Hedgehog's perspective. Okay, couple of ground rules. Firstly, this list is just my opinion. If you have a different opinion, that's totally fine with me. If you have a different king, leave so down in the comments below. And, secondly, if you hear noises in the background while I'm talking, just try to ignore them and focus on me. I'll link in the description for any apologies. So, without further ado, let's get on. These are the Shadow the Hedgehog levels ranked from worst to best. Number 9, Dusty Desert. What can I honestly say about this level? It's not poorly designed, it's just a bit too long. Now, the start of this level is not bad. The way he uses the hover bike is actually not well better done than other levels. I'll get into one of them later on. But the level structure is very slow. I mean, when going through the sand, it can be hard to dodge over it. And it feels very frustrating having to jump over them and then try and get onto the other side. Especially when there are spikes everywhere. I know it's the last level of Shadow's story, but there's a thing of going too hard. Omega's section is a bit muddled too. Even when I'm jumping properly, I can sometimes even miss the platform and end up falling into the sand. So stupid. The last bit is a bit bullshit. When you're trying to grab onto the poles, you can either sometimes land the perfect hit, or you don't land at all, and you fall to your death. I fucking hate that. It just outright annoys me how often that happens. I'm like, God, I'm finally near the goal, I can see it, whoop, down you go, fucker! It is so poorly graphically designed. It's a very muddled mess from the start to the end. Not a great level. Honestly, it's the worst for Shadow entirely. Number 8, Radical Train. Radical Train for me, it's just outright messy. Now, the reason I ranked it higher than Dusty Desert is, thankfully God, it's short. Whereas Dusty Desert was too long, this one's just too short. Okay, the first half is not bad. It's just mostly platforming. And it's not bad. I mean, the sections where you have to beat up the train is kind of cool. But what makes it this low on the list is the final section. It's that goddamn bike. No matter how hard I manage to control it, it's just so easy to slip. You can either hit the wall, or fall to your death, or too late enough to get up to the goddamn train and fire off your goddamn guns. It's just poorly designed, and every time I get up to that part, I'm like, seriously? Even on a bad day, you can't give me this? Fuck off. It's just a poorly designed level that thankfully is short, but doesn't get much better. It's just shit. Number 7, Crisis City. Now, before you lose your shit, hear me out. It's not a poorly designed level, not at all. The music is still fantastic, particularly the Generation version. Small hint. But it's the level structure. Now, don't get me wrong, the platforming stuff is really good. It's just some areas can be a bit BS. Okay. You know that part when you're on the grind rails, you're thankfully on the ground, you jump up, and you're ready to move on to the next section, yet it somehow doesn't register for some reason. You end up falling to your death. I'm like, ugh! Christ! It's always that small part. I don't know if it's just me, but it's that small part. It's just freaking bullshit. If you have the same problem, let me know down in the comments. The buggy bits is a bit Muscane. Not bad, it's just off somehow. I mean, you only get to shoot 2 rounds per time, and you have to wait a couple of seconds to reload. But that doesn't help when there's tons of enemies and obstacles around. Not fun. Overall, not a poorly designed level. Again, the music slaps so much. But some of the platforming can be a bit bullshit. Number 6, Kingdom Valley. Now, remember what I said back in the Dusty Desert entry that the hoverbike can be fun to use? Well, in Kingdom Valley, it fucking blows! The hoverbike is infuriating to control. I mean, what the flying fuck? Now I know you're thinking, why didn't you put it at number 7 instead of number 6? Well, it's the second half of this level is pretty damn good, but the rest of it is just downright annoying. And the Rouge part is not bad, it's just a bit long, and like that Mad Space level in Sonic Adventure 2, it's way too long, and finding the keys can be a bit pain. Even if you memorize where they are, it's like, what? What's going on here? Now, the second half of this level is actually really good. The platforming is pretty cool, where you're hitting multiple enemies. Traveling down that airstream thing is really good, and I generally like that. Oh, and there's a ton of times where you have the light dash, and it's just fantastically done. Unlike Sonic's, Shadow's one is great. Absolutely love it. So yeah, the first half is shit, the second half is fantastic. Number 5, Tropical Jungle. Now, Shadow here doesn't play this level, it's Rouge, and it's not poorly done, but it's very, very short. I mean, you could finish this level in like under 2 minutes. And the whole gliding endlessly thing kind of takes away the strategy and tension you have when you're playing as Knuckles or Rouge. But the level itself is not that bad either. I do like that you get to explore around a little bit, finding different pathways. And I thoroughly do like the end bit, where you just go on a full annihilation of bomb after bomb after bomb after bomb, and I thoroughly like that. It's pretty good. I have to say, not a bad level, but I think it needs more obstacles to make it more fun to replay. Number 4, White Acropolis. For the first this level in Shadow Story, this is fucking good. I mean, firstly, traveling on foot, it's just chef's kiss. Getting multiple hit points, going through the rainbow rings, multiple rainbow rings. Getting the points in this level is just fantastic. Even when you're taking too long on the level, you still get an S rank at the end. I fucking love that. The buggy, though, is what slows it down a little bit. Now, it's not poorly designed. Not at all. I think it's actually pretty good. It's just, sometimes when you're rolling back, you don't know where you're going, but taking down the searchlights is pretty satisfying. You can also still platform on foot, take out a couple of enemies, and just go all around the place. Honestly, I think it's a great level, but the buggy section is what pushes it down a little bit. Oh, and the root section. I honestly say it's not that bad. Her segment, however, is actually one of the few better ones we'll see later on the list. For the first level Shadow Story, this is a great start to what I consider is my favorite character throughout the whole Sonic series. Number 3, Wave Ocean. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised it's this high on the list, but this is actually the best use of the hover bike. I'm not kidding. I don't like the hover bike, but this is the best version of it. Unlike that it's open water, nothing out here can kill you like in Kingdom Valley. Seriously. But the platform stuff is also, once again, fantastic. Shooting down enemies, you can go around in different areas where there's multiple enemies you can kill for right out of those hit points. Even the Omega section is pretty damn good. Firing off his guns. Yeah, that's about it, but it's still pretty fun. Even honestly, the platform stuff is what ranks Wave Ocean this high. Honestly, exploring around the beach is just really cool. It's just nice and calming. You don't have to freak out when you're on with the time, but it is a fun level. When I like relaxing levels like this, I can just sit back and relax and just chill while I'm playing. Overall, Wave Ocean is fantastic. The hover bike is much better used than those other 2 times. And the Omega section is great. But there are 2 other levels that have much better structure. Number 2, Aquatic Base. Sorry about the lettering. I'll give you one good reason why Aquatic Base is this high. 3 simple words. No ball section. Thank you! What I hate about Aquatic Base, I'll mention a lot more in Silver and Shadow's versions, this one, no ball section. No bullshit, nothing. This is a much better designed level. And the buggy is actually optional. You don't even have to use it. You could just go on foot to kill the enemies. Even the Silver section is pretty good. No ball section, thank God. Sure, yeah, it is a little slower with psychokinesis, but it's not too long. I mean, it's only like two different platforms you have to jump up and down from, but the shadow stuff is fantastic. I mean, that little rentacular thing you just hit and instantly kills all the enemies, there's a buttload of those in this level, and I just love it. It saves up a lot of time, and it racks you up a fuckload of points. And honestly, this is just so much better designed just hitting loads of enemies, getting a big lot of points. Even the end part, while a bit overblown, is fantastic. It's honestly fantastic. And it kicks major ass every time I play this level. But there's one other level that not only is better, but is so much better done, structured, and just kicks a whole load of ass. Have you been counting along? Do you know what's left? Well, let's take a look. And the number 1 best level in Shadow is Flame Core. I know how bad this looks, but I consider Flame Core Shadow's best level in Sonic 06 because they fixed all the problems I had with it in the other two times I played this. For one, no stupid pathways you have to go on. Okay, I'll fix up a little bit. With Sonic's at the start of it, there's a weird section you have to run up, and even you can dodge it, you can still get hit. With Shadows, there's none of that shit. You can just go up the platform when you hit those firebirds, and you just go through, and you can just speed through the level. And then, what can I say about the atmosphere? Chef's fucking kiss. The ambience when you enter the second half of the level is just gorgeously shot. Don't get me wrong, the one with Silver and Sonic is good, but Shadows, wow. The root section is pretty good. Is fucking great. I mean, all she has to do is turn on these purple orbs. That's pretty much it, and it's easily done. So fucking easy that, like, yeah, it's on a timer, but it gets you tensed up, but in a good way. Honestly, this level here is just fucking perfect. The shadow section is great. The root section, a bit small, but straight to the point. It doesn't drag out too long. Honestly, I consider this not only the best of Shadow's levels, but just better, well-structured. And it's the number 1 level for Shadow the Hedgehog for me. So that's it. That's my ranking of the Sonic 06 levels from worst to best for Shadow the Hedgehog. In a couple of hours, I'll also be ranking the bosses that Shadow faces in this game. Just wait a couple more hours, I'll get it posted. Until then, I'm the Shadow Reviewer, signing off.